A CH-47 crew from the California Army National Guard's Company B, 1st Battalion, 26th Aviation Regiment out of Stockton, California, provided United States Marines airlift to a remote training site at the Marine Corps Mountain Warfare Training Center located near Pickle Meadows, California.
We got an AMR, air mission request from the Marine Corps to support their Mountain Warfare Training Center. They needed help doing Accio huddles and tactical insertions, that sort of thing. Part of the Mountain Warfare Training Center's mission, right, is to teach the Marines, or whoever, it's not unique to them, how to fight in a mountainous, snowy environment. So once we did our brief, the Marines practiced cold loading, so that is loading with the engines off, with all of their equipment, their skis, their sleds, all of their cold weather gear, all of their stuff. Packed them all into the aircraft, and then all of them got off of the aircraft as quickly as possible, just kind of get that muscle memory. And once they were cold load complete, they felt like they had a handle on that. Then we started a helicopter up, they hot loaded. We lifted the first group up to an LZ that was at about 9,000 feet above sea level. So lifting, it was about 4,800 pounds worth of people and stuff up to the LZ. We did the insertion in the snow. They jumped off and went into what's called an Accio huddle. So they put all their gear in the middle, and all the guys and gals jumped on top of the gear to hold it down and to protect themselves from the rotor wash. They did all this about 15 feet from the aircraft, so they were still underneath the rotor disc. We took off, blasted them with the rotor wash, and then went and got the next group. And then did the same thing with the next group. The first group set up in Accio huddles like they had been. We landed right next to them, again with them under the rotor disc. Then the first group got off. Second group got back on so that they could practice another iteration in the traffic pattern there, another tactical insertion, more Accio huddles. And we just continued that cycle for 3 groups. So each one of the 3 groups got a tactical insertion, an Accio huddle as we departed, and an Accio huddle as we landed, and a traffic pattern in the middle.
The aircrew also gained valuable experience that applies to one of their critical state missions, search and rescue.
There's a couple of things that you have to consider landing in snow, particularly when you're landing in snow with a group of 20 people underneath your rotor disc, right? So we have to come in to a specific location. I think by the last time we landed there, you could see all the wheel marks, and we hadn't moved more than 4 feet from the first point that we landed at. We were within a 4-foot circle every single time. That was really based on where the Accio huddles were. Plus, it's good to get the practice landing in deep snow. One of our core missions here is search and rescue above 10,000 feet. None of the smaller helicopters can really get up there. At that altitude, we're likely going to run into hard snowpack, different types of LZs that we're not used to training down here in the valley. So it gives us that skill set to go up high, have the reduced performance, have the snow to deal with, potentially have whiteout conditions into an LZ we've never seen before, working with people we don't typically work with. And all of that experience is going to help us when it comes time to pull somebody off of one of the mountains in Northern California. So getting all of that experience in now when no one's life is on the line would definitely help us when somebody is depending on us to survive.